we have $5.53 million in free cash that was certified. Comes from a number of sources. Just real quick, I know people have asked about how much is cannabis bringing into the town, right? In the free cash aspect of this, it was responsible for about $450,000, right? But we also had vehicle excise tax, right? The car tax that brought in close to $500,000 as well. We had some opioid funding in there at $280,000. You can consider free cash to go towards paying down the levy as a part of the tax classification. Previously, we had put before you as a part of the budget an expanded capital improvement program that included $2.57 million worth of projects that we were going to ask for once funding became available. As a result of the Tri-County vote, right? And look, if you did it by simple numbers, if we're able to maintain $5.5 million free cash on an annual basis, which I do not think that we can, right? I don't think that's in the numbers, but we could absorb that $3 million in the Tri-County construction costs right now in that perspective, right? It would probably have an impact on some of the things that we're going to do or plan to do, but that's what this process is for. So these are the following buckets. One, snow and ice. We have always funded, right, out of free cash, any of the excess costs of the cost of snow and ice removal in the town with our free cash. Capital improvements. So we took a look at, I worked with Tony and some of the department heads, and we took a look and went back and asked some of the department heads, hey, out of these projects that we previously had put before the town council, and they've tentatively said yes, subject to our reappearance and coming back with funding, what can we live without? Is there anything that we could? So we're kind of tightening our belt looking forward at Tri-County and the potential high school project here in town and saying, how do we control this? And our policy has been very much to pay in cash when we have the cash available, that we're conserving our borrowing, the credit limit, if you will, of the town's credit card. It's not a credit card, but it's our ability to borrow money for when the project comes up. But you're seeing a reduction, and I'm asking for a reduction of $1.272 million. There's a couple of projects in here that need some attention, right? Some vehicles that need to be procured that we would like to do. I'm also recommending, and it's having a bucket for capital stabilization. This is the stabilization fund that you all have approved. It's approximately $1.6 million, if I remember correctly. But what I'm proposing at this is looking at how potential capital projects might be impacted in the future. I think it might be a good way to look at how we could put some money aside to pay for future needs that we see on a recurring basis, pay for maintenance items that are capital projects, not paying for maintenance, right? That's what budgets are designed to do. But there are some projects out there, right? Continuing to be able to move forward with our roads improvements and putting in money for roads as we've seen in the past. The other one is safety and security, $781,000. First of all, this is $500,000 straight up for safety and security, working with the schools, working with the town. One of the projects that we did put forward was at Town Hall to work on some stuff. Happy to go into executive session when the time's appropriate, discuss what we see to do, how to do that.
One's a carryover from last year, just about funding North TV. I'd like to discuss that. I don't know if it's best to do that in Finance Committee or as a standalone measure. I guess we could touch base on that. The other is veterans banners downtown. I've noticed a lot of towns and cities have banners on their light poles, and it looks really nice to honor, someone in your family that served in the military, and that shouldn't be a lot of dollars, maybe $10,000 or less, and can be subsidized by donations. I think that's a meaningful thing we could do for the town and the veterans.
One was mentioned earlier, the boiler at Falls. Let's talk about that, if it could be accelerated, if it needs to be accelerated.
Once we close on 451 Elm, we may want to consider a sign upgrade there, similar to the sign in front of Town Hall. Maybe not as elaborate, but something along those lines. It's a high-traffic street, great location, way to really get our messages across to more people than are going to see it in front of Town Hall.
Thank you. Yeah, I need a motion to refer the strategy discussion and recommendation from the Finance Committee to the Council, please.
So moved.
Second. Motion, Mr. Donovan, second. Mr. Costello, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That motion passes 7-0. Thank you.